Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the Marvel Legends Sandman Build-A-Figure Wave Shocker figure review. Let's do it.
No scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs.
And taking a quick look at Shocker's bio, it reads, Herman Schultz suits up in battle armor that produces intense shock waves, earning him the notorious name Shocker. And on the lower portion of the package, you can see the 7 figures you need to complete the Sandman Build-A-Figure. They include Green Goblin, Spider-Man 2099, Spider UK, Miss Marvel, Black Suited Spider-Man, Jackal, and Shocker. Taking a look at Shocker outside of the package, and my initial reaction, quite frankly, I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little underwhelmed by the figure. There are some really nice aspects of the figure, and there's some things that I think they could have done better. When comparing him to the older Toy Biz version, there are definitely some things that I wish Hasbro would have lent from that figure. So he comes with these 2 little energy effects that can attach to his wrist, and these are some effects that we've seen in a few different characters over the past few waves. Most recently, I think these came with the Wonder Man figure from the Abomination Build-A-Figure wave. They were just a different color. They were purple to simulate his ionic power. I don't know if this is the best type of accessory to represent his Shocker's power set, but I mean, it's better than nothing, and it can be utilized in some way, shape, or form. But I would have liked them to include something a little different, a little more comic accurate to how his powers work. And then he also comes with the left leg to complete the Sandman Build-A-Figure, which I will get to last. My major issue with this figure is that they didn't go the extra mile and make all of these portions of his costume textured, similar to how the old Toy Biz version was. His costume is supposed to be insulated, and you're supposed to be able to tell that there is some insulation in here. And I didn't like the fact that they did this, and they kind of half-assed with just the lines here. And I think this could have been better. Now it is pretty accurate to how he looks in the comics currently, and how he's looked throughout Superior Spider-Man and the Superior Foes of Spider-Man, aside from maybe the Thunderbolt logo here. Some artists drew him with it, some artists drew him without it, so I don't think that's a huge deal. One thing that I do really like here is how these gauntlets look. They look really cool, they look detailed, they look weathered. I really do like how they did the gauntlets, but when you get down here and you look at the knee pads, you would think that they would match the gauntlets and the knee pads as far as the texture and the color, and these don't seem to really have any shading or color or detail or anything, and I think that looks really stupid. But again, I think the costume looks pretty good. I do like the head sculpt. Some people have been debating whether or not this is a Deadpool head sculpt reused, and we'll get into that. I'll do a comparison with, but let's go over the articulation real quick. In terms of articulation, this is the Bucky Cap mold. No surprises here. If you've been collecting Legends for the past couple of years, you know how this mold works. So head is on a ball joint. It'll go down that far. It'll go up pretty far. Not too much pivot, but it'll go left and right. Can do a full 360. Both arms will go up pretty far. They can do a full 360. You'll get a double jointed elbow. You'll get a swivel at the wrist as well as a hinge. He'll turn at the waist. Ab crunch will go down just about that much. Won't go back too far. T-joint at the hips. Legs will go out that far. Legs will come up. You get a double jointed knee. You do get a swivel at the upper thigh. You do get rotation at the upper boot or at the shin. You get a hinge and a pivot on the foot. Same thing on both sides as far as the articulation goes. So a pretty nice range of motion. And for the record, the head does actually pop off. And in the comics and Superior Foes of Spider-Man, he did appear a lot without his mask. You really got to learn a little bit about the character and see him pretty often without his mask. So if you were able to customize Herman Schultz's head, or if at some point something like that came out, you would be able to swap that on with no problem. A quick comparison to Deadpool. I do not feel like this is the same head sculpt at all. You can see that Deadpool's right eye is squinted a little bit, and Shocker's left eye is squinted a little bit. So that's one thing that is noticeably different. I do like that you can see their ears on the inside of their mask, but the heads are slightly different. I do feel like the Shocker head sculpt is a brand new sculpt. I'm pretty sure that I remember Dwight Slow mentioning that it was a brand new sculpt, so I think this should probably kill the noise that these head sculpts are the same. I don't find them to be the same. And just a quick size comparison, you got Captain America from the Red Onslaught Build-A-Figure wave and Sentry from the King Thor / Odin Build-A-Figure wave. And there he is with Superior Spider-Man and the Pizza Spider-Man. And I think we need a do-over on this Superior Spider-Man. I don't know that Shocker should be bigger than Superior Spider-Man. Not to mention that they left out quite a few things with this figure. You didn't get the gauntlets. You didn't get the octopus backpack, for lack of a better term. So I think we need a updated Superior Spider-Man, and for them to go the distance with that figure as well. And the final comparison here, this is the old Toy Biz version of the Shocker, and you can see how much detail they really put on this figure. Although he did have a gimmick, I never bothered to try to remove the gimmick because I only have one of these figures, and if I only have one figure, I keep it stock. I don't mess with it. And these things were obviously really, really ugly. He didn't have any wrist swivel or hinge or anything like that, so that really killed it for that figure. But this texturing right here on the suit is excellent, and I wish they would have at least done that on the Hasbro version. And even down to the legs and the pants, you can see all of that detail there, and not much here. The Hasbro version is probably still better by default, being that it doesn't have any gimmicks or anything like that, but they really should have tried to trump the Toy Biz version by going the distance and giving them some texture on the costume. And although I was a little disappointed with the figure, it's pretty much essential to anything that you want to do as far as this team goes, and they have been pretty prevalent in the Spider-Man books, or at least in Superior Spider-Man. So this team just had a really interesting dynamic, a lot of cameos in the book, a lot of different surprises and twists and different things, and like I keep saying, very funny, very comical. I was able to find the entire wave at retail. They are showing up across the country. They've popped up in California. They popped up where I live in New York City, even though I did grab this wave in New Jersey. So, you know, get out there, check your local Toys R Us, and I will be actually reviewing the other figures from this wave, so stay tuned for those reviews, and until next time, peace.